We just love the sound of horses. Thank you for the invitation to speak to you today. During the next 10 minutes, I'll be talking about fundraising management. My name is Viola Hennessey. I'm a chartered professional accountant, and like you, I believe in giving back to your community. I've had the opportunity to sit on many committees, executives, and a board of directors. And most recently, I've gone back to college to study fundraising management, and I'm excited to share with you what I've been learning. I will begin with an overview of Prance, and then I'll discuss 4 components of a fundraising campaign. I'll focus on what they are, why they are important, and their uses. And then I will conclude with the main points for you to consider as you develop your fundraising program. Your mission statement is a good one. It tells people what you do and who you help. Your annual fundraising efforts are the means by which you can offer these programs and services to your clients. The competition for donations is fierce. Today's donors are better informed than ever before. They want to believe in your cause, but they also want to know that you're managing their contributions in the most effective manner possible. Here's a brief summary of your programs and the team that makes it happen. Your equestrian wellness services are what make your organization unique. A quick look at the costs to operate Prance. When we look at the number of donors and contributors, we see that you have a high dependency on a few donors. 67% of your revenues come from just 37 donors. Losing just a few of these donors will put your organization at a significant risk of not being able to deliver your programs and services. Heaven forbid if anything should happen to the one donor that contributes 42%. You need a strategy to deal with this possibility. Because of the high dependency on a few donors, I recommend that the organization work towards expanding your base of individual donors. Statistics support that there are many Canadian donors. 82% of every Canadian over the age of 15 makes a donation. Learning how to reach them is key. Once you build the base, you can then work towards moving them up the pyramid of giving. A feasibility study is a tool that nonprofit organizations use to determine if they should proceed with a campaign or not. Not taking the time to assess the likelihood of success will put the campaign, your programs, and quite likely your organization at risk. Our feasibility study took 8 weeks to complete and cost $3,000. Before beginning, we articulated the needs, identified the goals, proposed timetables, and prospect lists. Through a series of research, surveys, and interviews, we assessed a number of internal and external factors and validated our assumptions. We concluded the feasibility study with a full written report that's available for your review. What we found. You will need to engage your board members and recruit more volunteers to help with fundraising. We feel that a $300,000 goal is realistic for 2017. Many thought that you were a barn that put on camps for kids. Your marketing and communication strategies will have to deal with raising the awareness of your programs and needs. We identified various levels of donors and their possible gift levels. Some work is required, but I think you're ready to proceed with a campaign. A case statement is the gathering of information that you use to design your campaign. A well-constructed case statement will help ensure that everyone has the necessary information to answer questions and understand your goals. A case statement will include many pieces of information. Your vision, missions, and programs we already covered. We did look at your financials as well. You'll need a donor recognition program that acknowledges the various giving levels and donor preferences for recognition as well, and other data to ensure a full understanding of what you're trying to do. You should gather information that tells a story. For example, I remember Kathy telling me of an elderly gentleman, Doug, that lost his wife and his will to live. That was until he found Prance and a reason to get up in the morning. Prance became a place that he could feel useful again while contributing to a worthy cause. You'll need to use statistics and facts, graphs and charts. I struggle to answer the question why someone would choose Prance over other traditional forms of medical services. Then I came across this poem by John Anthony Davis, I Saw a Child. I think it beautifully gets the message across rather nicely. The campaign timetable is a graphical illustration of the interrelationships of the various tasks in a campaign. Creating a timetable helps ensure success and has many, many benefits. Primarily, it will save you time and money by being better organized and keeping everyone involved. The following 2 slides show the type of information you will find in a timetable. It shows who is responsible, their tasks, and the timelines. Potential donors can be grouped into 2 groups. A suspect, who is a person who has philanthropic interests similar to yours, but whose link, interest, and ability have not yet been proven. And the other is a qualified prospect, which is a person or organization on which the research has been completed and all 3 principles have been proven. There are many benefits to developing your prospect lists. Primarily, they help you find the right donors and set the right amount to ask for. Your current donor list and your expired donor lists are your most important assets because they contain people and organizations who currently or previously have shown a commitment to your organization. Analyzing the data in these lists will help identify the characteristics of the people and organizations that support your charity. Donor clusters are those groups who have a special interest or connection to your organization. Your craft fair vendors and visitors are a good example of a donor cluster. These people already have a connection to your organization. Once you have done your research, you can set about prospecting your qualified prospects. Other types of lists come with some risks, and I don't recommend them at this time. In conclusion, I would ask that you give careful consideration to the following points as you set your strategic fundraising directions. Increase your base of individual donors to reduce your risks. Engage more volunteers to support your fundraising activities. Build a strong case statement to inform your staff and volunteers. And create a timetable to help keep your campaign on track. Do your research on your donor lists, ensuring you identify the connection, the interest, and the ability for each prospect. With these fundraising tools and techniques, you are ready to launch your fundraising campaign, and I'm sure you'll have a high probability of success. I would be happy to answer any questions you may have now or phone. Thank you.